If you're tired of your node projects crashing or running 24/7 on your personal computer, it's time to level up and get a dedicated VPS. And one of the most reliable and affordable options out there, especially when it comes to hardware resources for the price, is Contabo. In this tutorial, we will dive deep into how to purchase and connect to a Contabo Linux VPS server, which is typically perfect for hosting websites, apps, automation scripts, and for instance, blockchain nodes. If you're interested in a Windows VPS, stay tuned. I would be uploading a separate step-by-step guide for that very soon. And hey, if you're setting up any Linux VPS, please don't underrate the possibility of cyber attacks. I have created also a must-watch video on essential VPS tips linked right here in the video. Check that out to protect your server from day one. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through how to purchase your own Contabo VPS server and most importantly, how to connect to this VPS server securely. Now let's get started. Now a VPS is like having a full Linux or a Windows computer in the cloud. You get your own IP address, storage, RAM, and root access to anything you want. Contabo is one of the most cost-effective providers out there, offering high specs at unbeatable prices. Now let's go through how you can choose the right plan for your needs. So when you come to Contabo, just come to the VPS option and you see that they have several types of VPSs. They have Cloud VPS, they have Cloud VDS, they have storage, and they also have Windows VPS. What we're going to be focusing on today is the Cloud VPS and the storage VPS. So when you come here and you click Cloud VPS, you see that they have different VPS options available starting from $4 all the way to $50. Now they keep changing their prices a lot, so maybe the time that you're watching this video, the prices that you'll be seeing would be different than what is shown here. So for instance, the lowest package that they have today is a 3 CPU core VPS, 8GB of RAM, 75GB of NVMe, or 150GB of SSD. Now the specifications increase as the prices increase all the way to even if you want an 18 CPU core. Now if you're looking for a VPS that prioritizes storage over compute power, so here for instance you can see that if you want, let's say 1TB of disk space, you can't even get it with the $50 VPS because the maximum that you can get is 700GB of SSD. And in that case, I would advise that you go for the storage VPS, because as you can see, for the storage VPS you can get for instance 1TB of SSD for just $12 a month, and on top of that you get for instance a 6 CPU core, 18GB of RAM, and 32TB of traffic as well. So now that you know the two major options for VPS that Contabo offers, let's now proceed to how you can purchase one of these VPS servers. Now the procedure to purchase the VPS is typically the same whether you are going with a storage VPS or whether you are going for the cloud VPS. The steps are going to be the same. How to connect to the VPS server is also going to be the same. Now for instance, if I want to go for the low end version, which is the cloud VPS 10 with just these specifications, just come here and click on select. At this time, Contabo is doing a sale, so they are asking me to upgrade my VPS if I want, but I'm going to stick to this option here just for the sake of this tutorial. So I'm going to say no and I'm going to continue I initially choose. Now this is where you have to pay a bit of attention. So you can choose the length that you want to run your VPS for. If you go for running this VPS just for 1 month, you would pay $4.95 a month, and there is a one-time fee of $3.5. But if you are pretty sure that you're going to use the VPS for a longer time, then you can choose a longer duration, because for instance, if you go for a longer duration, the unit's monthly cost goes down. But remember that if you go for instance the 12 months option, you wouldn't be able to cancel your contract until this 12 months has succeeded. So if you're just testing the waters, then I highly recommend that you go with the 1 month option, which would come of course with a one-time fee. But if you're not pretty sure that you're going to use this VPS for a long time, that might be the best shot you would get. Now in terms of region, Contabo is a German company, so if your server is going to be in the European Union, you do not have to pay anything extra. But if the needs for your VPS server are location specific, then it might be a good idea to switch to a different country. And what you have to realize is that choosing a different location comes with an additional cost. So for instance, if you go for Sydney, which is in Australia, you pay $2.4 extra. But again, if your needs for the VPS is not location specific, you can just leave this as European Union and continue with the setup. Now for storage type, the package that we selected comes with either 1TB of SSD, which is going to be free, or you can also upgrade to 75GB of NV, which is also free. Now the NVMe disks are way faster in terms of read-write speed than the SSD, but if you do not need that fast read-write speed for your VPS, you can also also just stick to the SSD where you get more space. And when you go down to the image section, this is where you choose the operating system that you want to install on your VPS server. For this example, we're going to be using Ubuntu. So here you can see that they have different options of Ubuntu. If you are interested in a Windows server as well, you can choose Windows, and Windows will be installed on your server. But please remember that for Windows, you would need to pay an extra fee because of the license that comes with Windows. For this example, I'm going to use Ubuntu, and we're going to proceed to the next steps. If you want to have data protection on your VPS, you can also choose to add an auto backup. But for my cases, most of the time I use this as testing server, so I do not need any backup on it. For networking, you can leave everything as a default. If you need an extra IP address, you can purchase one on top, but for most cases, one IP address is more than sufficient. Now, you can add other things like object storage, server management, monitoring, and stuff like that. But for most of our use cases, or maybe for your use case you need it, you can add this. But for most of my use cases, I typically don't need anything here. And this part is the most important part, where you put in the password that you want to use to connect to the VPS server. Now, there are some providers out there which choose a password for you by default, but with Contabo, you are going to put in the password you want to use. So make sure that the password that you use here is something that you can remember, because if you forget it, you would have to reset the password. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You can also reset the password from the Contabo control panel. But hey, if you can be safe, why not just do it correctly? So just put in your password here, click the number of VPS servers that you want, and click on next. Now here's self-explanatory. Just fill in your personal details, make the purchase, and we can proceed to the next step. So after you purchase the VPS from Contabo, you would receive a confirmation email like this. Sometimes it's very fast, sometimes it takes a few hours, but typically this comes within 1 hour of your purchase. Now in this email, mine is in German, but the layout is going to be the same for whatever country or language that you have. The most important thing that we need from this email is the IP address of your VPS server. So the IP address will be displayed here. I have blurred this out just for privacy reasons. And then the username. The username is going to be root, and then you're also going to find out the IP address. Password is going to be the password that you used when you were setting up the VPS server. So from this email specifically, the only two things that we need is the username, which is, from my experience so far, root, every Contabo VPS, and the IP address is going to be provided to you. With these two informations plus your password, you would be able to connect to the VPS server. Now, to connect to the VPS server, there are tons of applications out there that you can use. And even Windows and Mac OS comes with an inbuilt application that you can use to connect to the VPS server. But if you want to have a dedicated software to connect to the VPS server, for instance, one of the softwares that I can recommend is PuTTY. So PuTTY is a free application that you can download and use to connect to your VPS server. The only limitation so far is that PuTTY is only restricted to Windows operating systems. So if you're using a Mac operating system, PuTTY is not going to work for you. But of course, there are several applications out there that, for instance, works with Mac OS. And also, Mac OS has their inbuilt application that you can use to connect to the VPS server, which is called Terminal. So whether you want to use PuTTY, Windows PowerShell, which is a built-in application for Windows, or Terminal, which is a built-in application for Mac OS, you would be able to connect to the VPS server without any hassle. So I'm going to walk you through the tutorial on how you can connect using PuTTY or the inbuilt application from Windows, which is called Windows PowerShell. Now, to download, just make sure that you have the right processor for your PC and download the right one. Now, after you have downloaded, just double click and open the installer, and then press next and install the PuTTY application. So if you open the PuTTY application, this is how it looks. If you want to connect to a VPS server, all you have to do is to come to this section under host name and then put in the IP address of your VPS server. After that, you would be prompted to enter the username of your VPS server and the password. If you want to even skip the step where they ask you for the username, you can directly just type the username here and then type @ and then put in the IP address of your VPS server. Now, the SSH port on most VPS servers is by default 22, so you do not need to change anything for this port. Now, if you want to save the IP address of your VPS server, you can also just type this here. For instance, in my case, I'll call this YouTube testing, and then you can click on save. Now, what this would do is that it would save the credentials, especially the IP address of your VPS server. And when you are done, just click on open. Now, if this is the first time you're connecting to the VPS server, PuTTY is going to ask you if you are sure you want to connect to this VPS server and add this fingerprints. So in my case, I am pretty sure, so I'm just going to click on accept. And then as you can see, we are prompted to put in our password. Now, when you are typing the password in the terminal, you don't really see the password. So if you have a very complex password, just type this somewhere quickly in a secure location, copy the password, come into the PuTTY application, and then right click. Whenever you right click in the terminal, paste whatever you have in the clipboard. And then when you are done, just press enter. And then you can see that I'm connected to the Contabo VPS server. So that is how you can connect to the Contabo VPS server using the PuTTY application. Now, I'm also going to show you another way that you can connect to the VPS server using the inbuilt application from Windows that is called PowerShell. So just come to your stats menu here and search for the application called PowerShell. And you see see this application is called Windows PowerShell. So I'm going to open this now, and this is how the Windows PowerShell application looks. It's also a simple command line like we had for PuTTY. Now, if you want to connect to the VPS server with Windows PowerShell, the commands that we're going to use are going to be the same as if you want to connect using the inbuilt application from Mac OS that is called Terminal. To connect to the VPS server, just type SSH space, and then the next thing you're going to type is the username of your VPS server, which in Contabo by default is mostly root. If you, for instance, have a different username, this would also be in the email that you receive from Contabo. Now, after typing the username, just type @ and then put in the IP address of your VPS server. And after that, just press enter. Now, if this is the first time you're connecting to the VPS server using Windows PowerShell is also going to ask you to add this fingerprint to your PC. But in my case, I am connecting to a server that I have connected to before, and that is why it's not asking me to add a fingerprint. Now, in the next stage, it's going to ask you for the password. So here as well, just like we did in PuTTY, you can type the password somewhere and paste this in here by right-clicking into the terminal, or if you do not have any complex password, you can also type this correct in there. But like I said, you don't see the password when you're typing it, and that's why sometimes it's helpful to copy the password from a secured location. And when you're done, just press enter. And then here as well, you can see that I'm connected to the VPS server, the same as what we had for the PuTTY application. On the left side is Windows PowerShell, on the right side is PuTTY application, and you can see that all of them allows you to connect to the VPS server. Now I personally work with a lot of VPS servers, so most of the time I don't use either PuTTY or Windows PowerShell. I use an application that is called Termios, because Termios allows you to save the passwords, the IP address of all your VPS servers, so that if you want to connect to them, you can just double click on it and then it automatically connects to the VPS server without you having to type your password every time. And here as well, you can also save your commands that you use every time and stuff like that. So personally, I'm using Termios most of the time because I have a lot of VPSs that I'm managing. But Termios also has a free version, and also they have paid version. So you can check it out if you find this to be interesting. You can also use this as well. And by the way, there is another application that I also used before I switched to Termios, which is called PuTTY. The advantage with PuTTY is also that you can also save your SSH login credentials somewhere locally on your PC, so that you do not need to type this every time you connect to the VPS server. So check it out. There's PuTTY out there, there is Termios, there is PuTTY, and there are way more applications out there that I can cover in this video. So make sure that you check whichever works for you best and use that SSH connection application. And hey, like I mentioned before, if you're setting up a VPS, please do not underestimate the possibility of cyber attacks. I have created a must watch video on essential VPS security tips, so make sure that you check that out and protect your server from day one of purchase. And that's it for today's video on how to purchase and connect to the Contabo VPS server. If you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm going to put all my contact information in the description section, and as always, I'm going to be always happy to help you out troubleshoot any issues that you would have in the process. And with that, thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.